All right, welcome everybody. This is the Drafthouse Download. My name is Max.
I'm Andrew.
We're here with Jim Breuer at the Arlington Drafthouse. He just got done with the killer set. Just going to talk to him a little bit, and thanks so much for being here.
Yeah. Well, I have no choice.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm here.
I know we showed up and forced you to do it. So
it's all good.
He saw the picture of his family with today's paper, and he was like,
yeah, the only hostage interview series.
That's
in
right.
DC comedy.
That's right.
So I had a question because I was talking to a friend about your acting. He said he saw you a couple of years ago, and you had like a full rock band backing you on a tour.
That was a long time ago.
Well, he's old, so.
That's got it. Well, it's got to be like 12 to 15 years ago. Okay. Is that what he was talking about?
It must have been. But he said, I was just curious because that's such like a unique thing, and I feel like you definitely have like a hard rock.
Well, in 1999, I started touring with a band, and I would mix stand-up comedy with scoring the stand-up comedy and scoring the storytelling. Oh, that's cool. And it would kind of emphasize. I would bring the laughter to here, and then the music would bring them to the. So and then we would do impressions of Metallica doing songs and AC/DC doing songs and stuff like that. So yeah, that was pretty. That was an awesome tour. We had a bus and all that jazz, and then I did a bunch of shows around 2010, 11. Same thing. A couple Europe festivals, and then a Metallica festival, and then I hopefully will do it by the end of this year.
Very cool. That makes sense for festivals too, because you have that like
bar
audience.
Yeah.
Well, it's just tricky. I know locally, a lot of scenes will end up trying to do like house shows and house bands with like kind of like smaller DIY comedy. It never works because people are either have to be buckled up for one or the other. So I know it's a hard line to.
You have to have a really good band that knows how to go put their ego aside, and they're just watching you the whole time, and they know when to be quiet when I'm talking and getting to a funny, and then when it's laughing, then they know how to bring it up. It's definitely harder than it looks.
For sure.
It's a lot of chemistry you have to
it's all about chemistry. I got great chemistry with the group I'm with right now.
Nice. Is this part of a bigger tour, or you just have
I would like to. I think in the fall, we just started making some pre-production stuff, so I want to make it a one-man show where it's me in my garage coming out telling this whole life story of,
oh, that's cool.
This is how I started, this is what was going on with SNL, and this is what's going on in Half Baked, and then becoming a family man, and throughout it, it has like these hooks and this music that goes through the whole thing.
I think that's cool too because the music grounds it in time, right? Like people know when the song's kind of from.
Right.
Very cool. Do you find it's different now when you write material since you've been, I mean, how long have you been touring?
In general?
Yeah, just in general. I mean, it must be.
Since 89.
Oh, okay.
90.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's a lot.
Coming up on a nice little chunk of time.
Yeah. But I'm always trying to get at least another hour every single 8 months to a year.
Wow.
Because I constantly come back to the same market. And I don't want them to be able to look at the same hour, and then I want to have another hour that kills harder than the last hour. Not just going, I've got a new hour.
Just to say it.
Yeah.
So is it a lot of like writing on the road, or do you take time at home?
Mostly on the road.
Yeah.
Mostly on the road. I'll come up with a premise and then try it on stage. A place like Arlington is great. I had all these notes I was going to do. The first couple minutes I came out really sloppy, and I didn't hit the points I wanted to, but then I found a groove. But these are great rooms to just, I'm winging it.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
cool for the fans to see,
the
process. I think that's a cool something, because when I grew up watching stand-up, there was like just the beginning of like Comedy Central and Blend.
Right.
And now to get to see like behind the process and where you see like, oh, this joke becomes this bigger bit. And you see somebody, like you're saying, when they come back through.
Most of my bits end up 10 minutes long. They start off as this little thing, and then they grow into these big, long stories with callbacks and all this. So,
It ends up, I think it works a lot better the more time you're doing your more veteran stand-ups can always be writing on the road for like substantial bits, and I think the crowd really loves that because they're like, oh, this is like a craft, and they're kind of like watching the things happen. That's always very
because I can't do
exciting.
it. I won't do it in a theater.
Right.
In a theater,
Right.
I'll wing it a little bit, but they're paying. It's a theatrical show. There's 1,500 people there, or 1,000, or whatever. It's a big night for them. Here, clubs.
It's Virginia. It's
you
never
chair,
a big night.
Well, now they're all doing lounge chairs, eating pizza.
Some cheese fries or something.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good topic. I'll talk to people, which I don't do in a normal show.
Right.
So, yeah, that's where I get to do it in places like this.
Very cool. And I feel like that's good because the audience trusts you, you know what I mean? You go on like a longer story or something, they're kind of like...
Yeah, and also, trust me, I'm not going to go up there and try everything where I know, oh, God, I'm not know what... There's a couple bits I know I'm going to go, I'm losing them for a little bit, and I'll grab them here, and then we'll start all over.
Very cool.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Has that always been your process, starting with like the smaller bits and building it out, or
always?
Has that changed?
Every single one of my bits come like a line, and then I start hitting it with every angle, and then just keep putting layers and layers, and then once you find your ending, you can build all this cake in front of it, as long as you got your ending. And then that's it.
Nice.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Too true. I think that's,
all right, cool.
Yeah.
Dude.
Good luck to you guys.
Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, no worries. Good chatting.
One more show to
you
go.
Want to promote? We can like.
No, you can watch it on Facebook. If you want to do recaps, go to Bats Balls and Brew BREU.com and put your recap on there.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're gonna be like the ESPN for fans, run by the fans.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Stellar.
hoping to do. Yeah.
Definitely check that out, Internet losers.
Bing,
Check
bang, boom.
out the channel, subscribe, Twitter, all the things.
All the
internet.
shebiggle baggles.
Go to the internet and find stuff.
It's not
You're
that
smart.
hard.
You found this video, so
Yeah. Thank God.
there we go.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
You too.